Good day. We are in a very critical situation now, and we might have a change that we might write in golden letters in our history. And what I'm saying is not just to say something, no, there's a big background, and one another time I'll explain the background to that. But I can tell you, 2022 to 2020, 2030 will be considered as a golden era of Sri Lanka. And however the way you argue, I would say, let's wait and see. We are going to get a very positive upturn in our history. And we are going to be a very wonderful country by 2030, maybe in the upper middle class income bracket, or even higher. Right? So, if you are going to change the history, it's very important that we learn about our own history. And in other presentation, I had 4 items under history, but I related to many things, many other things, other than history as well. So today I'm going to talk about the history from 2nd March 1815. 2nd March 1815 is the day that we signed a treaty with the Britishers that we will allow them to run our country. So Britishers came to Sri Lanka in 1796, and they chased away Dutch because there was another agreement between Holland and England. So Dutch simply gave everything they had to English. They didn't have to fight each other because in Europe also they had the peace treaty. So Holland is a small country. England is a slightly bigger country. But English, if you look historically, Germany is a huge country, and it's dominated by Germans. And many other countries around Germany, they also speak German, but they are not Germans. So Germans are born in Germany. And if you look at the ancient roots, they are a mix of people from North India, Persia, all those places. And they were actually called Aryans. And Sri Lankans also have a strong link with Aryans. North Indians are Aryans, and they migrated to Germany and mixed with those people. So Germans also have a strong Aryan descent. And then Germans attacked and chased away all the natives of England to Wales, and then they developed a language, difficult to learn but easier to use language called English. Difficult to learn is you need to know all the grammatical rules to speak in English well. Whereas once you know all the grammatical rules, it's a very simple language to speak. So that's why I can speak English very well, because I know all the grammatical rules. And if you don't know grammatical rules, sometimes you feel like making mistakes, or you feel shy of speaking in English. So Welsh people speak Welsh language. And they learn Welsh. They learn in Welsh, and so there are Welsh schools, everything. But even today, they are discriminated by British, and British are of all German origin, mix of Welsh and German. So they are very cunning people. So Germans are very honest. They keep the word. English also pretend that they keep the word, but they do nasty things. They are very greedy people, and they want to grab others' property. Then the Germans, English, all migrated to America, and Americans, they are nasty people, but they are brilliant people. So all these Aryans are brilliant people, and Germans are one of the best. And so English also of British, German descent, so they are so brilliant. Then people of Australia, all New Zealand, they are all white people, are also brilliant people. Americans are super brilliant because they are a mix of so many other races. So that's why America is the center of technology, and Germany is the center of innovation. And when it comes to Japanese, they are not good in innovation at all, but they are super in improving the innovation because they are very good in doing intricate things that those people in America and Germany may not be interested at all. So when Japanese make cars, they always thought, let's make something special. So they made us metal in 1972 that was very tough, weldable, and strong. So they made cars much lighter, and then they also looked at engines. They look at every bit of thing, and any place where the stresses are low, they remove the material from that place, and allow material on in the places that are highly stressed. So their engines are lighter, their car bodies are lighter, but as strong as a normal car. But actual stories, whatever the Japanese do, the European cars are safer. So that's why I always buy. My wife used to say, I like to drive a European car once I'm 50, and she was very keen of Peugeot. I told her, if you want to drive a European car, either you drive a Mercedes Benz, otherwise keep your Japanese cars and use the Japanese cars because they are super cars. They are super durable. They are wonderful cars, so durable, and Europeans can never think of that durability. But my wife said, she's keen. Okay, if I'm buying a Mercedes for her, it's okay. So I bought the first Mercedes in 2017 and the second Mercedes in 2015, and both have the same numbers. So CAB 5563 and CH 5563. And we bought them, one for about 7 million, the other one for 10 million. The 7 million car has a market value of 16 million today. 10 million car has a market value of 23 million today. So this is the only country in the world where all cars are more expensive, very much more expensive than the market value you pay when it is brand new. So it's a very special country. And the other important thing is, when we bring a vehicle to this country, we never discard it. We use it for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And there's a car that I bought in 2004, just 3 years old, 2003, in 2003. 2000 manufactured car. In 2003 I bought it. So it's just little over 3 years old, unregistered, and I paid 1.7 million for that Toyota Carina, the latest model, my 2121 my road, Toyota Carina 8212 my road. And my neighbor at City Gardens today owns one, and it is 5 million rupees today. Its market value is 5 million. And we live in a very large housing scheme having about 17 acres and 190 houses. So at Piliandala, and it is ranked as one of the best managed housing schemes in Sri Lanka, and I'm the chairman of the interim committee for management. So I'm Professor M.T.R. Jayasinghe, works as senior professor, Department of Civil Engineering, University of Moratuwa, after getting first class honors from University of Moratuwa in February 1987 as with gold medal, and then finishing a PhD in Cambridge in December 1991 on artificial intelligence. So you might ask, I said I'll talk about history, but I just wanted to, history is not one lesson, so there'll be two lessons. So I thought I should give a little bit of background to various things. And I was born at Court Tower, and and my great grandmother is a super rich lady, and the extent of land she had is, I'm sure, I'm just telling from my memory, because when we were kids, none of those subdivisions that you see today were there. So I'm sure the extent of the land she had was bigger than the housing scheme that I am living today. The 17-acre housing scheme that I am living today, I'm pretty sure the extent of the land at least as large as this housing scheme, or even could be larger than this housing scheme. And she also had so many paddy fields, even she didn't know what they were. And they used to get paddy cultivation using all organic farming, and they used to distribute, they will keep it on the road, at the road, because her lands were all divided by a road. The Kottawa Athuragiriya main road went through their lands, and their lands her lands were divided. On one side, she had about 1 acre, about 1 acre. The other side, she had so many other lands, and they were extended up to the paddy field, and then she owned the paddy fields as well. So she used to travel in Tirikkale, and so you might ask, is it Tirikkale or Bakikarat? No, it was she had a Tirikkale, and she knew how to use the Tirikkale. So basically, and then she will get all her paddy harvest, and she didn't know what to do with it. So she would give she would just freely distribute to anybody who walks on the road, can take as much paddy as they like to take. So that is the way that they had philanthropy. So when Britishers took over Sri Lanka, and they actually did it very cunning way. And the stories of Pilimatalawa and so many other Nilame and all that, and 1818 rioting, and then 1848 also I think we had rioting. So then one of these early governors, sent a note to Queen. Oh, these are weird country. This country people cannot be controlled. They never listen to us. Then they simply listen to some beggars, and these beggars wear only a yellow robe. And whatever these beggars say, these people do. But whatever we say, they never listen. Very adamant people. So then Queen said, okay, find some people who will obey you and educate them and this is Queen Victoria's time, and or maybe, I'm not very sure whether anyway, Queen Victoria's time was a great time that we had, because we were very prosperous, much more prosperous than most of the other countries in the region. And yes, I think it is Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria actually sent a message saying, you find people who are going to listen to you and who will work with you, and educate them as much as possible, and give them all the top posts like lawyers, surveyors, engineers, DRO, the district revenue officers, everything you must give to them. And then find another set of people who are willing to become Anglicans, and make them the directors of your company. So, and then give them lands, as much lands as possible. Then the problem came, we don't have lands. Okay, then they brought the Bare Land Act, and they grabbed all our lands, and Sri Lankans were made landless people. And then only the people who got the lands back were the people who were working for the white man, and they were given lot of lands, and they had some 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 acres of lands, and they were very rich, and all the other poor people lived in villages, and the white people never bothered with them because they were more interested in cultivating and ripping everything away from Sri Lanka as profits. So because of that, they went for cultivation, first coffee cultivation and then tea cultivation, but they never bothered with people. But they brought various laws, and they got people to come and build roads, work for the government without pay. So our villagers were very angry, but still they complied. Thank you. That's the first part of our history lesson today.